The part of fortune in the 11th house, the pursuit of collective joy and vision. In the study of astrology, the birth chart acts as a map of the soul's potential, highlighting not just the challenges we must overcome, but the areas where we can experience true fulfillment and prosperity. Among the most intriguing points in the chart is the part of fortune, or pars fortunae. Calculated using the interplay between the sun, the moon, and the ascendant, it does not represent material wealth in the traditional sense. Instead, it serves as an indicator of where and how we can find joy, inner harmony, and a sense of purpose. When the part of fortune is situated in the 11th house, the traditional house of hopes, wishes, friendships, and collective networks, it points to a life path where personal happiness is intrinsically linked to community and contribution. The essence of the 11th house. The 11th house in astrology is the natural domain of Aquarius and the planet Jupiter. Often referred to as the house of Labha in Vedic astrology, it is the space of gains, social reach, and the realization of long-term ambitions. It governs the networks we build, the friends we attract, and the altruistic visions we hold for the future. When the part of fortune falls in this house, the universe invites you to find meaning beyond the self. It suggests that your greatest successes and happiest moments will not be found in isolation, but through your interaction with groups, communities, and like-minded individuals. You are meant to be a visionary, looking forward to what humanity can achieve and working to bring that vision into reality. Themes of joy and fulfillment. Cultivating the visionary mindset. Individuals with this placement are frequently ahead of their time. You possess a unique life philosophy that questions outdated traditions and restrictive social structures. Your joy comes from the freedom to think radically and creatively about the future. By detaching yourself from the petty, everyday struggles of existence and focusing on the greater good, you unlock an innate sense of optimism that serves as a beacon for others. The power of the tribe. For this placement, relationships are a key source of fortune. The part of fortune in the 11th house indicates that your friends, peers, and network are essential catalysts for your success. These are not merely casual acquaintances, they are a tribe of like-minded individuals who support your ideals, provide crucial opportunities, and help turn your inspirations into reality. Surrounding yourself with progressive, intelligent, and unconventional thinkers acts as an immediate source of joy. Humanitarian contributions. You are naturally drawn to making a difference in your community. Whether through volunteer work, activism, or sharing artistic and intellectual ideas, giving back to society fuels your overall well-being. However, a crucial life lesson for this placement is finding the balance between giving to the collective and allowing yourself to receive support in return. Navigating the path to abundance. Embracing uniqueness. To fully activate the potential of this placement, you must embrace your eccentricities rather than hide them. Your strength lies in your originality. When you present your authentic, unbiased self to the world, you draw the right people toward you. Trying to conform to societal expectations will only block the free flow of fortune associated with this house. The contrast with the 5th house. In traditional astrology, the 11th house sits opposite the 5th house of personal creativity, play, and self-expression. While the 5th house is about me, the 11th house is about we. The true joy of this placement is found when you take the creative, joyful energy of the 5th house and channel it into an 11th house cause, bringing your personal creations and ideas to the service of the wider community. Conclusion. The part of fortune in the 11th house highlights a beautiful journey of collective contribution and social connection. It reminds you that your prosperity is tied to your ability to dream big, build bridges between diverse groups of people, and champion progressive values. By cultivating your unique vision and nurturing authentic friendships, you align with the natural flow of the universe, unlocking a deep, lasting sense of joy and fulfillment. The part of fortune in the 11th house. The pursuit of collective joy and vision in fire signs. When the fiery energy of Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius infuses this 11th house placement, the pursuit of collective joy takes on a bold, dynamic, and pioneering tone. Fire signs are driven by passion, enthusiasm, and a desire to inspire others. In the house of networks and long-term visions, these qualities translate into an individual who leads communities, ignites social movements, and champions innovative futures with infectious energy. Aries in the 11th house, the pioneer of the collective. When the part of fortune falls in Aries within the 11th house, your path to fulfillment lies in taking the initiative. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, symbolizing courage, raw energy, and the spark of creation. In the realm of the 11th house, your ultimate joy is found by stepping forward as a pioneer or leader within your chosen community or network. You find deep satisfaction in championing new ideas and challenging outdated group dynamics. Rather than waiting for consensus, your role is to rally the troops and inject courage into collective projects. You are at your happiest when you are fighting for humanitarian causes, organizing rallies, or initiating forward-thinking campaigns. Key themes for Aries. Trailblazing vision. You derive joy from exploring uncharted territories and introducing new, bold concepts to your social sphere. Independent leadership. While the 11th house emphasizes the group, your part of fortune thrives when you are allowed to act as an independent instigator of change within that group. Action-oriented friendships. You gravitate toward active, dynamic companions who are ready to take risks and follow you into new adventures. Leo in the 11th house, the heart of the community. A part of fortune in Leo within the 11th house brings warmth, creativity, and generosity to your network and ambitions. Leo is ruled by the sun, representing the core of identity and vitality. Situated in the house of friendships and aspirations, your joy is unlocked by shining a light on others while expressing your own vibrant spirit. You find fulfillment by being the heart and soul of your community, lifting up your peers, and using your creative self-expression to benefit the collective. Whether through leading a philanthropic organization, organizing cultural events, or simply being the loyal and encouraging cheerleader for your friends, your presence brightens the social sphere. Key themes for Leo. Creative contribution. You blend the playfulness of the 5th house with the collective nature of the 11th, bringing a theatrical, artistic flair to group efforts. Generosity of spirit. True fortune comes from offering encouragement, recognition, and unwavering loyalty to your network. Inspirational leadership. You inspire people not by force, but by your sheer enthusiasm, optimism, and warm heart. Sagittarius in the 11th house, the visionary and teacher. When the part of fortune is in Sagittarius in the 11th house, the pursuit of collective joy is tied to expansion, philosophy, and higher learning. Ruled by Jupiter, Sagittarius seeks truth, freedom, and the exploration of new horizons. In the house of hopes and wishes, this placement indicates that your happiness lies in broadening the horizons of your community. You are the visionary who looks to the future with boundless optimism. Your fortune is unlocked when you share your knowledge, connect people from diverse cultural backgrounds, or engage in philosophical and progressive discussions with your network. You find fulfillment in fighting for global causes, education, and social justice. Key themes for Sagittarius. The bridge builder. You enjoy connecting diverse groups of people and building international or cross-cultural networks. Optimistic vision. Your ability to see the bigger picture and maintain a hopeful outlook serves as an inspiration to your community. Lifelong learning. You thrive within groups that value intellectual growth, debate, and the free exchange of ideas. Navigating the path to abundance. Regardless of which fire sign your part of fortune occupies, the universal lesson for this placement is the balance between the individual fire and the collective water or air of the 11th house. Fire signs are inherently focused on self-expression and personal drive, while the 11th house demands cooperation and focus on the greater good. Embracing the collective. To fully activate the potential of this placement, you must channel your fire to serve the group rather than simply feeding your personal ego. When you use your passion to empower others, you create a reciprocal loop of energy that brings immense joy and fulfillment. Maintaining authenticity. Do not let the collaborative nature of the 11th house dilute your fiery spirit. Your uniqueness and drive are exactly what your network needs. By sharing your fiery vision of the future with the world, you draw the right people toward you and align with the natural flow of abundance. Conclusion. The placement of the part of fortune in the 11th house for fire signs highlights a beautiful journey of collective contribution and dynamic social connection. Whether through the trailblazing energy of Aries, the warm heart of Leo, or the visionary scope of Sagittarius, your prosperity is tied to your ability to dream big, build bridges, and champion progressive, passionate values. By cultivating your unique fire and sharing it with your tribe, you unlock a deep, lasting sense of joy and fulfillment. The part of fortune in the 11th house, the pursuit of collective joy and vision in air signs. When the part of fortune is situated in the 11th house, the traditional house of hopes, wishes, friendships, and collective networks, it points to a life path where personal happiness is intrinsically linked to community and contribution. When the intellectual, communicative, and socially fluid energy of air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, infuses this 11th house placement, the pursuit of collective joy takes on a highly collaborative, analytical, and progressive tone. Air signs are driven by ideas, communication, and social connection. In the house of networks and long-term visions, these qualities translate into an individual who builds bridges between people, facilitates collective brainstorming, and champions innovative futures through the power of the spoken and written word. Gemini in the 11th house, the networker and communicator. When the part of fortune falls in Gemini within the 11th house, your path to fulfillment lies in the exchange of information, ideas, and social connections. Gemini is the sign of the intellect, adaptability, and curiosity. In the realm of the 11th house, your ultimate joy is found by acting as the central hub of communication within your community or network. You find deep satisfaction in connecting people who otherwise might never have met, facilitating group discussions, and keeping the collective conversation lively and relevant. You thrive in groups where intellectual stimulation and the free flow of ideas are valued above all else. Your fortune grows when you share information and remain mentally agile, adapting to the shifting needs of your social sphere. Key themes for Gemini. Information sharing. You derive joy from acting as a bridge of communication, disseminating progressive ideas, and teaching or learning within your network. Versatile friendships. You gravitate toward witty, communicative, and intellectually curious companions who keep you mentally stimulated. Adaptable vision. Your ability to quickly understand and synthesize diverse perspectives allows you to navigate shifting social landscapes with ease. Libra in the 11th house, the diplomat of the collective. A part of fortune in Libra within the 11th house brings harmony, aesthetic balance, and cooperation to your network and ambitions. Libra is ruled by Venus, representing relationship, fairness, and mutual understanding. Situated in the house of friendships and aspirations, your joy is unlocked by creating collaborative environments where everyone's voice is heard and valued. You find fulfillment by fostering a sense of peace, equality, and mutual respect within your communities. Whether through organizing diplomatic alliances, advocating for social justice, or bringing people together for artistic and cultural collaborations, your gentle and fair-minded presence elevates the social sphere. Key themes for Libra. Harmonious contribution. You blend the interpersonal harmony of the 7th house with the collective focus of the 11th, bringing a balanced, peaceful dynamic to group efforts. Partnerships in service. True fortune comes from working alongside partners or engaging in collaborative ventures that aim to bring equality and beauty to the community. Diplomatic leadership. You inspire people not through loud action, but through your tact, your ability to see all sides, and your charm. Aquarius in the 11th house, the visionary and humanitarian. When the part of fortune is in Aquarius in the 11th house, the pursuit of collective joy is tied directly to the house's natural ruler. Aquarius is the sign of innovation, rebellion, and humanitarian ideals. Placed in the house of hopes and wishes, this combination highlights that your greatest happiness lies in championing the future and fighting for the greater good of humanity. You are the visionary who looks to the future with a desire to dismantle restrictive systems and replace them with progressive solutions. Your fortune is unlocked when you align yourself with unconventional networks, lead social or technological revolutions, or contribute to collective causes that benefit society at large. Key themes for Aquarius. The futurist, you enjoy pushing the boundaries of what is possible, bringing innovative, out-of-the-box solutions to your community. Collective idealism, your ability to view humanity as a unified whole and remain detached enough to make objective, progressive decisions serves as a great inspiration. Community-based living, you thrive within groups that value originality, eccentricity, and the freedom to express oneself without judgment. Navigating the path to abundance. Regardless of which air sign your part of fortune occupies, the universal lesson for this placement is the balance between the realm of the mind and the practical application of ideas within the community. Air signs are inherently focused on thought and communication, while the 11th house requires commitment and long-term realization of hopes and wishes. Grounding the intellect. To fully activate the potential of this placement, you must channel your mental energy into tangible, collective goals rather than letting ideas simply float away. When you use your communication skills, diplomacy, and innovative thinking to empower others, you create a reciprocal loop of energy that brings immense joy and fulfillment. Maintaining authenticity. Do not let the collaborative nature of the 11th house silence your unique mental frequency. Your ideas and intellectual contributions are exactly what your network needs. By sharing your intellectual vision of the future with the world, you draw the right people toward you and align with the natural flow of abundance. Conclusion. The placement of the part of fortune in the 11th house for air signs highlights a beautiful journey of collective contribution and social connection through the mind. Whether through the communicative energy of Gemini, the diplomatic heart of Libra, or the visionary scope of Aquarius, your prosperity is tied to your ability to think big, bridge connections, and champion progressive, egalitarian values. By cultivating your unique intellect and sharing it with your tribe, you unlock a deep, lasting sense of joy and fulfillment. The part of fortune in the 11th house, the pursuit of collective joy and vision in earth signs. In the study of astrology, the birth chart acts as a map of the soul's potential, highlighting not just the challenges we must overcome, but the areas where we can experience true fulfillment and prosperity. When the grounded, practical, and constructive energy of earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, infuses this 11th house placement, the pursuit of collective joy takes on a highly tangible, methodical, and enduring tone. Earth signs are driven by stability, physical resources, and real-world results. In the house of networks and long-term visions, these qualities translate into an individual who builds lasting institutions, organizes practical support networks, and manifests progressive ideals into the physical world. Taurus in the 11th house, the anchor of the community. When the part of fortune falls in Taurus within the 11th house, your path to fulfillment lies in creating security, comfort, and tangible value for your community. Taurus is the sign of sensory pleasure, patience, and steadfast reliability. In the realm of the 11th house, your ultimate joy is found by acting as the stabilizing foundation for your chosen network or social group. You find deep satisfaction in providing physical support, hosting gatherings that bring people together over good food and resources, or funding community projects that require a steady hand. Your fortune grows when you build long-lasting, reliable friendships and help your peers find a sense of physical and emotional ease within their own futures. Key themes for Taurus. Resource sharing. You derive joy from using your material and physical resources to support collective causes and friends. Stable friendships. You gravitate toward loyal, grounded, and dependable companions who value consistency and peace. Enduring vision. Your ability to see a project through to completion ensures that your group's aspirations become physical, sustainable realities. Virgo in the 11th house, the service-oriented contributor. A part of fortune in Virgo within the 11th house brings analysis, efficiency, and a desire to be of service to your network and ambitions. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, representing organization, health, and meticulous planning. Situated in the house of friendships and aspirations, your joy is unlocked by creating functional systems that help the community operate smoothly. You find fulfillment by volunteering your time, organizing detailed plans for group events, or offering practical advice to friends who need guidance. Whether through health and wellness initiatives or grassroots organizing, your sharp eye for detail and desire to help elevates the daily lives of the people in your network. Key themes for Virgo. Practical contribution. You blend the analytical precision of the 6th house with the collective focus of the 11th, bringing order and utility to group efforts. Acts of service. True fortune comes from offering tangible help, improving the functioning of your community, and supporting the growth of others. Humility and diligence. You inspire people through your hard work, reliability, and selfless dedication to the greater good. Capricorn in the 11th house, the builder of long-term institutions. When the part of fortune is in Capricorn in the 11th house, the pursuit of collective joy is tied directly to structure, strategy, and legacy. Capricorn is the sign of ambition, discipline, and mastery over the physical world. Placed in the house of hopes and wishes, this combination highlights that your greatest happiness lies in building lasting organizations and bringing structure to humanitarian or progressive visions. You are the builder who looks to the future with a desire to create solid foundations that can stand the test of time. Your fortune is unlocked when you take on leadership roles in organizations, mentor others within your network, or establish networks that provide long-term career or financial security for your community. Key themes for Capricorn. The strategist. You enjoy turning lofty dreams into actionable, realistic plans, providing the structural framework for collective success. Collective legacy. Your ability to remain disciplined, responsible, and practical ensures that group goals are actually achieved. Professional networks. You thrive within groups that value integrity, hard work, and mutual advancement in the real world. Navigating the path to abundance. Regardless of which earth sign your part of fortune occupies, the universal lesson for this placement is the balance between the need for physical, tangible results and the more abstract, visionary nature of the 11th house. Earth signs are inherently focused on the material and practical, while the 11th house requires social engagement, collaboration, and futuristic thinking. Grounding the vision. To fully activate the potential of this placement, you must channel your physical and practical energy into tangible, collective goals. When you use your ability to build, organize, and manage resources to empower others, you create a reciprocal loop of energy that brings immense joy and fulfillment. Maintaining authenticity. Do not let the collaborative nature of the 11th house distract you from your need for stability and order. Your practical contributions are exactly what your network needs to turn abstract ideas into reality. By sharing your grounded vision of the future with the world, you draw the right people toward you and align with the natural flow of abundance. Conclusion. The placement of the part of fortune in the 11th house for earth signs highlights a beautiful journey of collective contribution and social connection through grounded action. Whether through the resource-driven energy of Taurus, the diligent service of Virgo, or the structural mastery of Capricorn, your prosperity is tied to your ability to build, sustain, and champion progressive and stable values. By cultivating your unique, practical strengths and sharing them with your tribe, you unlock a deep, lasting sense of joy and fulfillment. The part of fortune in the 11th house, the pursuit of collective joy and vision in water signs. When the intuitive, empathetic, and emotionally deep energy of water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, infuses this 11th house placement, the pursuit of collective joy takes on a highly nurturing, transformative, and compassionate tone. Water signs are driven by emotional bonds, subconscious healing, and soulful connections. In the house of networks and long-term visions, these qualities translate into an individual who builds empathetic communities, supports collective healing, and turns emotional empathy into a shared, progressive vision for humanity. Cancer in the 11th house, the nurturer of the tribe. When the part of fortune falls in Cancer within the 11th house, your path to fulfillment lies in creating a sense of emotional security, belonging, and familial warmth within your community. Cancer is the sign of the protector, the home, and deep emotional roots. In the realm of the 11th house, your ultimate joy is found by acting as the caretaker of your chosen network or social group. You find deep satisfaction in providing a safe harbor for your friends, hosting intimate gatherings where people feel emotionally seen, or championing causes that protect the vulnerable. Your fortune grows when you treat your community like an extended family and help your peers find a sense of psychological safety and shared connection. Key themes for Cancer. Emotional support sharing. You derive joy from using your empathy and protective instincts to support collective causes and friends. Intimate friendships. You gravitate toward loyal, sensitive, and emotionally intuitive companions who value deep ties and mutual protection. Protective vision. Your ability to empathize ensures that your group's aspirations remain deeply connected to human well-being and compassion. Scorpio in the 11th house, the transformer of the collective. A part of fortune in Scorpio within the 11th house brings depth, psychological insight, and the drive for profound transformation to your network and ambitions. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, representing regeneration, hidden truths, and emotional intensity. Situated in the house of friendships and aspirations, your joy is unlocked by building deeply bonded, authentic networks that are not afraid to address taboos or bring about real societal change. You find fulfillment by acting as an anchor during times of collective crisis, offering deep psychological insight, or spearheading movements that require courage and honesty. Whether through grassroots activism or deep interpersonal healing circles, your ability to see beneath the surface elevates the collective emotional integrity of the people in your network. Key themes for Scorpio. Psychological contribution. You blend the introspective precision of the 8th house with the collective focus of the 11th, bringing emotional truth and regeneration to group efforts. Bonds of trust. True fortune comes from offering vulnerability, mutual loyalty, and profound psychological safety within your community. Courageous transformation. You inspire people through your ability to face shadows, dismantle broken systems, and rebuild stronger, more honest connections. Pisces in the 11th house, the visionary and universal healer. When the part of fortune is in Pisces in the 11th house, the pursuit of collective joy is tied directly to empathy, spirituality, and the dissolution of boundaries. Pisces is the sign of compassion, dreams, and universal love. Placed in the house of hopes and wishes, this combination highlights that your greatest happiness lies in championing a highly altruistic vision for humanity. You are the dreamer who looks to the future with a desire to alleviate suffering and connect people through a shared spiritual or artistic thread. Your fortune is unlocked when you align yourself with compassionate networks, contribute to healing arts, or advocate for charities and inclusive environments where no one is left behind. Key themes for Pisces. The compassionate dreamer. You enjoy using your imagination to inspire others, bringing spiritual depth and artistic expression to your community. Universal idealism. Your ability to view humanity with unconditional love and empathy serves as a great source of emotional healing for the group. Inclusive networks. You thrive within groups that value spiritual oneness, artistic collaboration, and emotional acceptance without judgment. Navigating the path to abundance. Regardless of which water sign your part of fortune occupies, the universal lesson for this placement is the balance between the need for deep, subjective emotional bonds and the more objective, expansive nature of the 11th house. Water signs are inherently focused on personal feelings and intimate connections, while the 11th house requires social engagement, objectivity, and futuristic thinking. Channeling the emotions. To fully activate the potential of this placement, you must channel your emotional depth and empathy into tangible, collective goals. When you use your ability to connect on a soulful level to empower others, you create a reciprocal loop of energy that brings immense joy and fulfillment. Maintaining authenticity. Do not let the collaborative nature of the 11th house distract you from your need for emotional authenticity and soul connections. Your intuitive and compassionate contributions are exactly what your network needs to stay human in an increasingly digital or detached world. By sharing your compassionate vision of the future with the world, you draw the right people toward you and align with the natural flow of abundance. Conclusion. The placement of the part of fortune in the 11th house for water signs highlights a beautiful journey of collective contribution and social connection through empathy and emotional depth. Whether through the nurturing energy of Cancer, the transformative depth of Scorpio, or the universal compassion of Pisces, your prosperity is tied to your ability to heal, include, and champion compassionate values. By cultivating your unique, emotional strengths and sharing them with your tribe, you unlock a deep, lasting sense of joy and fulfillment. Subscribe, like, and share.